Hello, my people. My name is Owolabi Marcus once again. We are back. We are back, and we are back with a banger. On this episode, we'll be discussing a very sensitive topic, which is love enough? Now, basically, a lot of people think when you are in love, that is it. A lot of people believe that love should just be the only thing you need. A lot of people believe that when there is love, then everything has to work. Is it true? Is it wrong? Well, I have special guests on seats. They will be sharing their opinion, their views, and their belief on this topic. I'm going to welcome, um, ladies first, obviously, Tracy Thomas. How are you doing, Tracy?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. It's so good to have you on.
Thank you.
All right, then I have Ladi the Great, Deepo Duarte.
Thank you.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
All right, then. So I'm gonna start with you, Deepo. Pardon me. Do you think love is enough? Because okay, you want to go into a relationship, you want to marry someone. Do you think love is just all you need?
Well, from my own point of view, I think love is not everything. And the reason is very simple. If you want to get into any relationship, you try to pass your message to the lady. I mean, talking from a guy point of view,
Okay.
you try to convince her, try to promise her what you're going to do, sometimes what you're not going to do, just to have her come on your team. But maybe you even call her 10 times a day, send her text, you know, and she'll be like, this is what love looks like for me. So I'll say that most of the time we start with a commitment. Like, I want to be committed to you. I'm not going to have any side chick or whatever. And she'll be like, oh, this looks good for me. At that point in time, that is the definition of love for her.
Of course.
So she thinks that's enough. And she want to roll with that. And that by itself is commitment. Now, when you guys now get into the relationship and everything is all rosy and stuff, you stop doing some of these things. Now, there's no consistency. That's when the first you are committed, she fall in love, and when you're not consistent, she fall out of love. You know, like I have a lady friend of mine, she was confiding in me and she said, I think I want to fight for a divorce. And I asked her, I said, why do you want to fight for a divorce? She said, she told me, she said, when I was dating my husband, before she left the house, she gave me a peck on the head. And every day I always look forward to this. Immediately she told me, she said, immediately they got married, he stopped doing it. Comes up late, doesn't really call like before. Now, everything he has told her from the beginning that he's going to be committed,
It's changing.
it's changing. So there's no consistency. So somehow she's falling out of love. So just telling the lady like I love you doesn't really make it sound, because love is like invisible. It's what you say that is going to make it look real. So from my own point of view, I think we need more than the talk. We cannot just be doing you talking the talk but you're not walking the walk.
More like the saying that action, not words.
Yeah, so sometimes you can say action, but action that you is not consistent. It's no more action. Sometimes Valentine, a lot of people go out and buy flowers for their partners, and after Valentine, what happened? So love is not enough. You have to keep working on it. You have to be consistent.
I am going to ask another question, obviously, but I'll leave it at that. So I'll let Tracy, share her own view on this.
I feel like you probably already know exactly how I feel.
How will I know now?
You should know because I'm sure you know that I'm into the whole fairy tale, love and all that. So of course I believe love is enough. Now the question, however, is how many people actually know the true definition of love these days? If you go by Google's definition of love or what's the Urban Dictionary, of course then love would not be enough. But I go by, I'm a Christian, and and there's an entire scripture that talks about love in the Bible. And if your love is defined by what is in that scripture, then I think love is enough. Why? Because that's the only scripture that that I've seen anywhere, the only book I've seen anywhere that proper describes what love
Love
is.
is.
You know, it's kind, it's patient, it doesn't hold grudge, and a lot of these things. Now, if both parties are in love and acting by those principles, then I think there's no limit to what they can achieve.
Okay, so I'm gonna start this with you. I mean, based on what you just said, because you know, religion has its own part to play,
Yeah,
obviously, but we that religious to really understand the holy books, because there it's written in the holy books that do not kill, people kill.
yeah,
You know, do not do bad things, people do bad things. So
yeah,
obviously it simply means people have shifted away from the way of God.
yeah,
Now we live by, so to say, we live by our own beliefs.
yeah,
You understand? Then I think in a way we, from this part of the world, from Africa, I won't even generalize it to Africa. I would say from Nigeria, we we misunderstood even the Western culture, because whatever they do, we want to do, and we always get it twisted. Because, for instance, you see a Rihanna wearing maybe this raunchy outfits on stage, and you want to rock it to a party. You know, she has a reason for
for
rocking it.
For
doing that.
wearing it.
You
Yeah,
understand?
like
Then
this.
another thing is, there's this very viral video right now. You know, I think it got out like a couple of days ago, that a lady from some part in Africa, obviously not in Nigeria, obviously not in Nigeria, she said, um, if you are married, you should not marginalize the side chick, because if you work, you tend to be busy. You are, if you have kids, you tend to take care of them.
Hmm.
So in most cases, you get too tired to service your man.
So
So
you should
you
appreciate.
should let
You
the
need to
side chick
appreciate the side.
service them, so you can have a happy home. So what's your take on that?
On Okay, so are we talking about the side chick situation now, or
Exactly.
okay? So talking about that, I mean, I would never support that, of course.
Hmm.
And
Like I can tell.
yes, it's only for the reason that I would not like that to be my situation. You know,
Mm.
just there's nothing to say to actually justify that. I mean, whoever does it, that's their choice, and I'm not going to judge them for it, because I'm not supposed to judge. But that's not what I support, and that's not what I stand for. It's as
Okay.
simple as that.
All right. So, Deepa, what what do you think from the men's angle? Obviously, the good thing about this today is we have, you know, a male and female. You know, people of caliber, timber and caliber, as we always say. That, I mean, so I can obviously, as always, I'm gonna be neutral. So you guys are gonna be doing justice today. So, Deepa, what do you think?
Well, you said, a couple of things now. So, but let me get back to the first thing she said about, before I come to the side chick,
All right.
which is, to me, is not really relevant. That one is not really relevant. Rather, that one is based on individual,
Yeah.
principle. If you think the side chick is good for you, if you think it's not good, you can't really tell how people, we handle stuff. The lady, that's just an opinion.
Obviously.
But back to the religion part, when it comes to is love enough. You know, I was there's this story I heard about a pastor having a meeting in his church, with like a men's meeting, and he asked the men, that they should bring out their phone and text their wives, that just a simple line, like something romantic, like "I love you," "I miss you," or something. Out of like 10 men, about 9 of their wife called to confirm what's wrong. Like, are you? Is I mean,
Are you
Are you
dying?
dying?
the reason being is that fine, they listen to the word, as a Christian, they know all these rules, but they are, well, environment forms us sometimes. The religion has its part to play, but environment forms us. But
Yeah.
they're not really romantic. So some of them were asking that, you think you want to get someone, you come home tonight? You're joking, because anytime you start getting nice, it's going to
There's
help
something,
somewhere.
yeah,
So they
like
didn't see it as if it's enough. So talking about, the word of God guides us in the way to love. It now depends on, it's like having an etiquette or having, your attitude. You can be
Yeah.
a Christian and have a nasty attitude.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to push it to the side of, that's why I still lean towards love is not enough. There's something you have to put in. You can be intelligent, you can be smart, but you have to improve on yourself. Talent is not good enough. You can know all these rules being a Christian and you don't apply it. The rules are there to guide you. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's why I said the love on its own. We have all this definition among all these things. Love is the greatest and all that.
Yeah.
But do we really follow the rules?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Unlike maybe the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not kill, which are rules.
Right.
That scripture on love actually does more on defining it than
Yeah.
actually giving it as a commandment, like you must.
Yeah, it
do
says
this
you
on
have to
my
be
day.
patient and all that. But
It says no. It says it doesn't say you have to be patient.
That
You have to
love-
be kind. It says love is this.
Yeah,
It's
So it's
patience, yeah.
defining love to you. That's why I said if you go by that definition.
right,
I mean, if you're hot tempered, for instance,
right,
and you go by that scripture and it says that you have to be kind if you're in love
Right.
with this person, like love is kind, then there should not be that influencing, coming into play anymore.
Right.
That's why I said if you can go by that definition of love, then it should be enough. The question is, are we
Going-
those things,
yes.
To our partners? That's the
Do
question.
we,
And
do, we, do we really follow it?
do
Do
we
we
follow
even
it?
believe in it?
And
Do you
that's
even know it?
that's
we
what,
even know
that's
it,
what got
yeah.
me right there. Because people gonna say, "Oh, I'm in love. I love my wife and all that." But are you doing? Do you give her random calls? Are you spontaneous? What are you doing to keep the love going? That's why a lot of people fall out of love. So that's why my own opinion, looking at it critically, is that yes, is love enough? Yeah, if you go by some rules, but you have work to do. You have to make it work.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of
Sure.
people, I mean, we are in the age of social media and all that. We read a lot of stories. Some celebrities, when they're going out to first date, you see they put it out there. They're so happy, Mr. X, Mr. B, Mr. What have you. Give them few
And
years down, and you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So pretty much, there's work to do. If you want a six pack, you have to go to gym. You have to eat right.
Yeah.
You have to do what you,
you have to do what you have to do.
to
I
make sure you
agree.
get the result.
Walk up to her and say, "I want to start a relationship with you." So the lady believed they are best friends. So she tell this guy virtually everything. But whenever this lady is down, the guy is always the one, giving her a shoulder to lean on. So this guy up his game a bit by doing gift styles, buying the girls gifts and stuff like that. So one day they went out together, they went partying and they had a couple of drinks and you know maybe they got tipsy or something like that. So they kissed. So the next day, the guy was so excited and like, okay, we're starting a relationship. So the next day, he went to this lady's house and he was trying to, be a boyfriend. But the lady was like, hello,
Friend zoning him.
you know, what are you doing? No, like,
Trying
but
to
we,
do-
we kissed last night. And like, we were drunk. So, I have a boyfriend. So like, but the guy is hurting you, he's cheating on you, and I want to be with you, and like, you are my best friend. How can you date me? So that's the story of this guy. And his question in the mail was, what should I do? I'm gonna start from Tracy's side because
Very good.
he has a lot to do with with the ladies
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's only natural for some people that are pretty close to find it very difficult to take it to another level because the ladies, I think you guys are master of friend zoning. So
Are we now?
what is your take on this one?
I mean, there was a lot said in the mail, but definitely there's so many things that were not expressed also in that same mail. Um, friend zoning is very common, especially among the females. Why? Because guys, in my opinion, tend to attend the Church of Assumption a lot.
Okay.
Yes, and that's not to say that's
She's
not-
actually shading us. She's throwing a stone, a big
So,
one
is
at
that
that.
right?
That's
Mhm.
not to say that there are not like certain times that I've seen friends, girls give green light when I know that's the point they should have said no. don't do this, because you need to define every relationship you're in. If it's not defined, then people will be catching feelings, people will be misreading things.
Yeah.
Now, how did he get into that friend zone situation? You know, there's so many things that he probably was acting as a friend, and that's why she saw him as a friend. There's also the possibility that she had said in the past that, okay, I have a boyfriend, I only see you as a friend, but he kept hoping that things
One
would
day.
change. So there's so much to consider.
But it's not a sin to hope, because you know that.
No, it's not. It's perfectly okay to hope. In
Okay.
fact, we should live, to hope. We need to hope for good things. But you can't force someone to be where they are not. If she's saying I'm not there right now,
To respect that.
you should respect that.
So after that kiss,
I
the
mean,
kiss is
it
more
was
like
a
it's more like
kiss.
lit it.
Maybe she shouldn't. Maybe they shouldn't have done it, because I don't even know who initiated the kiss. I don't know if it was like a brief kiss. We don't really have these details. But from what I mean, if it did happen, if there was a kiss, and if he actually acknowledged that they went out drinking and blah blah blah, then okay, he tried his luck. Next morning, he tried, and it didn't work. And the girl is saying,
You
okay,
don't think
I'm
it's
not
gonna
into
put the
this.
guy in a very, very difficult
Oh, that
situation?
friendship might be over. Don't get me wrong. That best friend, whatever it is, might be over.
Now let me put it this way:
What?
if you are the lady
Mm-hmm.
and such happen, how best are you gonna deal with it?
If I was a lady, mistakenly kissed my best friend.
Have you been in that situation before?
Where I kissed my best friend.
Yeah. Or a guy that
Mistakenly?
is that is hitting on you.
Kiss a guy that is hitting on me that I know that I don't want to have anything to do.
Mhm.
No, I don't.
Okay, what about your best friend?
I haven't been in that situation. However, I have been in a situation where I had the best friend, and the relationship kind of graduated from being best friends, and of course, it was with a kiss. Now, you see, the difference is that we were best friends, and it, on my part, it was pure for the longest time. But at the same time, he was physically my type of person, my type of guy that I would usually go for. And I guess I was his as well. But we just chose to remain friends for a long time. At a point where, like, he was like, Tracy, were best friends, and I mean, this could be it, blah blah blah. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I know guys, a lot of times,
They're carried away.
the way they think is very weird. They say we are the weird ones, but I think guys are really weird.
I don't know.
She's throwing another stone.
So I said, are you sure? I said, take a few days, think about this. I'm not saying I don't like you, but take a few days, be sure, because we have a good friendship going, and it's not worth ruining.
You don't
it,
just
you
want to
know.
ruin it, yeah, obviously.
He took a few days, came back and said he's certain he's ready. And I'm like, let's do this. And then
It started with a kiss.
about
More than a kiss.
no, don't be putting my business out like that.
No, it's weird.
I'm just saying that
The reason why I'm putting this all out is because someone is watching,
yes, I'm sure
and
that's
someone
why.
is exactly
I'm
in your
pretty sure
position.
that's why.
So that's why I'm asking. Like,
Yeah, they
does
have
it
all the
start
information
with
they
a
need.
kiss?
Does it start with a kiss? Like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but we chose to move that relationship forward
To the next
to
Okay.
the next level. And about a month, 6 weeks later, he changed his mind. He felt like we were better as friends. In my opinion, I saw it as the things that he could tell me when we're just friends, he had to filter them.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, now, and he missed Tracy, the best friend. That's okay.
So
But the
how
only
are you
problem-
able to deal with
The
that?
only problem is that I knew that was the end of that friendship. That friendship
Yeah.
that he was trying to revert to,
It won't work.
it wasn't going to work anymore. And now we ended up not being boyfriends, girlfriends, or best friends.
Wow.
Amazing.
So you need to always, think ahead. Guys don't usually, tend to think that far ahead. So I would put
I
it on
disagree.
I'll put it on the female shoulder. The girl.
Really?
In this opinion, I would have said the girl should have, she should have been thinking ahead, and she should have said, this guy likes me. I'm not going to. He's my best friend. I'm not going to lead him down this path. So I'll put that on her shoulders. Not to say that the guy does not have his own fault in it, but because we are the ones with the responsibility to think ahead, that's why I'll put it on her.
Really? The
Yes.
ladies are the one with the responsibility to think ahead. Okay, I'm not
And then
gonna. I'm
who
not,
else is going to think?
I'm not gonna tackle that right now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it to Deepa.
Mm.
Interesting. For me, the what happened between both of them, the kiss thing and all that, I believe it's just that happened because of the heat of the moment. Like you said, like he said, they're both drunk or tipsy or what
Tipsy,
have
yeah.
you. The girl can, most especially their best friend, she can just say whatever. I mean, let's just have fun. And for most times, that's it for the girl because there's nothing defined after that. But unfortunately, for some guys, yes,
Most guys actually.
Yeah.
Most guys actually.
yes. Let me push further, and you know, eh, what I would have advised the guy, or if I'm in the guy's situation, is I wouldn't have tried. I won't think because I know that we're somewhere, something happened. Spontaneous. It's not as if we have something going on. I will respect that part, and at the same time, I will try to, get her on my side, take her out of the friend zone, to the next level, rather than trying to make sure she everything that's
Mm-hmm.
make 360 turn, because of one kiss.
Okay.
You know.
So, Mr. XYZ, now you know. Sometimes you are not wrong to assume, and sometimes you really can't blame this lady. She's human. She's got a thing going. She probably has her own plans. Maybe she just want to keep you as that best friend that you are, because just buttressing Tracy here. Sometimes you just have to just be friends, because that's the only way you can have it forever. I mean I have a friend like that. She's, you know like, a lot of people assume like you guys are having sex,
Mm.
because this okay, it started with, okay, I met her through my friend. She was dating my friend then, and I met her and we were cool. She invited me over, like, a lot of time. And she has a bit of temper. Well, I hope you're watching, and I'm not shading you, but she had a bit of temper. So they herself and the boyfriend, they have a whole lot of disagreement, like, all the time. But in most cases, when they're arguing and I get there, she will just run away, like, oh, I don't want Marcus to see me like this, you understand? So my friends started getting worried, like, is there something going on? So whenever I'm there and my friend walks in, he's always like, that look, like, what are you doing here? Because of course I met her through you, but she becomes my friend, and we were close, we were good, you understand? To the extent that this lady I'm talking about now, she's married, and the husband, we never met. We spoke on phone once, and it was like, ah, I know you, I know everything about you, you understand? Because sometimes people will like you, appreciate you, and respect you, regardless of whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean you have a relationship with the person, you get. But I think we get that a lot twisted. So sometimes you just want to keep it that way. I am not denying the fact that this particular lady I'm talking about, I like her a whole lot. And if there's nothing, like, my friend probably will have dated, you understand, because she's really my kind of lady. But because it shouldn't happen for a reason, we maintain that, we respect ourselves, and we are still friends today. And I'm talking about friendship that is up to like 17 years.
Wow. That's
17
good.
years. You understand? So sometimes, whatever happened, it could even be more than kiss, it could be even sex. It doesn't necessarily mean you are starting a relationship, because you have something that is more than a relationship, that is friendship. I advise people, if you want to settle down with anybody, make sure it's someone that you can call a friend,
Yes.
someone you can say anything to. It's easier that way. So when you go wrong or when that person go wrong, you can easily talk to that person.
Mm.
But in other ways, you might just want to keep it, seal it in, and the moment communication stops in a relationship, that is the beginning of the end. So, well, so far so good. I think my guests have been able to do justice to is love enough. Now, my question to you is, with their take on it, do you still believe love is enough? I'm gonna leave you with that. Till the next time, it's your guy again, Owolabi Marcus, and we have Tracy Thomas and we have Ladi Doherty. We're gonna be back again with another very exciting topic. Thank you and see you next time.